Food webs. In this video, we are going to look at Introduction to food web, different organisms and their categorization in the food web. Many food chains are interlinked to form a food web. It is the connections and interactions among multiple food chains within an ecosystem. A food chain represents a single, linear pathway of energy flow from one organism to another, whereas a food web illustrates the network of interconnected food chains within an ecosystem. Organisms in food web. The organisms in a food web depend on each other, and a change in one organism will affect the others. In the food web, all animals are called consumers, as they either eat plants directly, or other animals that eat plants. The organisms in the food web are classified into 9 categories. Producer. The organisms capable of producing their food fall under this category. All plants are called producers, as they make their food during photosynthesis. Herbivore. An animal that eats only plants or grass is called a herbivore. Examples of this category include tadpoles, rabbits, and cows. Consumer. The organisms that cannot make their food are called consumers. All animals are consumers. Primary consumer. A primary consumer will eat producers or plants. Herbivores belong to this category. Example, minnow and grasshopper. Secondary consumer. An animal that eats the primary consumer is called a secondary consumer. Examples of this category include perches, snakes and spiders. Tertiary consumer. An animal that eats secondary consumers is known as a tertiary consumer. Examples of this category include pikes, jellyfish, and turtles. Carnivores. Carnivores will eat only other animals or meat. They don't eat plants. Examples of this category include whales, lions, and tigers. Top carnivores. They are not eaten by other animals. Example, whales, lions, and tigers. Omnivores. They eat both plants and animals. Example, dogs, foxes, and birds. In a food web, if a primary consumer is not there, it will affect the secondary consumer. Likewise, all organisms in the food web are interdependent.